Hello everyone. And welcome back once again to another interesting video. In this video we'll discuss top 20 frontend developer interview questions along with detailed answers. Each question is followed by a comprehensive explanation to help you understand the concepts thoroughly. So if you are ready, let's start today's video. Question 1. What is the difference between null and undefined in JavaScript? Answer. In JavaScript, both null and undefined represent the absence of a value, but they are used in different contexts. Undefined is a variable that has been declared but has not been assigned any value, or a function that does not return any value. On the other hand, null is a value that represents the intentional absence of an object value. Here is the example of null and undefined variable in JavaScript. Question 2. Explain the concept of hoisting in JavaScript. Answer. Hoisting is a JavaScript behavior where variable and function declarations are moved to the top of their containing scope during the compilation phase, allowing them to be used before they are declared. Here is the example of hoisting in JavaScript. In this example, the variable x is hoisted, so the first console.log statement does not throw an error. However, it outputs undefined because the assignment, var x equals 5, winky face is not hoisted. Question 3. What is the purpose of the this keyword in JavaScript? Answer. The this keyword in JavaScript refers to the object to which the current code belongs during runtime. Its value is determined by how a function is called. It can refer to the global object. In non-strict mode, the object the function is a method of, or it can be explicitly set using methods like call, apply, or bind. Here is the example of this keyword in JavaScript. Question 4. Explain the concept of closures in JavaScript. Answer. A closure is a function that retains access to variables from its lexical scope even after the scope has finished executing. This allows the function to access and manipulate the outer variables even when called outside of their original scope. Here is the example of closure in JavaScript. In this example, inner is a closure as it has access to outer var even after outer has finished executing. Question 5. What are the key differences between let, const, and var in JavaScript for variable declaration? Answer. In JavaScript var is function scoped, while let and const are block scoped. In JavaScript var is hoisted, whereas let and const are hoisted but not initialized. In JavaScript let allows reassignment, const does not, though the value it holds can be mutable in the case of objects and arrays. Here is the example of let, var, and const, variable in JavaScript. Question 6. What is the event delegation in JavaScript? Answer. Event delegation is a technique where a single event listener is attached to a common ancestor rather than to multiple individual elements. This is particularly useful when dealing with a large number of elements that share a common parent, as it reduces the number of event listeners and improves performance. Question 7. What is the difference between double equal and triple equal in JavaScript? Answer. The equals operator performs type coercion, meaning it converts the operands to the same type before making the comparison. On the other hand, the equals operator, strict equality, compares both value and type without any type conversion. Here is the example of double equal and triple equal in JavaScript. Question 8. Explain the concept of CRS, cross-origin resource sharing. Answer. CRS is a security feature implemented by web browsers that restricts web pages from making requests to a different domain than the one that served the original web page. It is a way to prevent malicious websites from making unauthorized requests on behalf of a user. To enable CRS, the server must include specific HTTP headers such as access control allow origin in its response. Question 9. What is the purpose of the async and await keywords in JavaScript? Answer. The async and await keywords are used in JavaScript to work with asynchronous code more easily. Functions declared with the async keyword return a promise, and the await keyword is used to pause the execution of the function until the promise is resolved. This is the example of async and await keywords in JavaScript. Question 10. Explain the purpose of the box sizing CSS property. Answer. The box sizing CSS property is used to control how the total width and height of an element are calculated. It has two possible values: content box, default, and border box. 1. Content box. Content box is the width and height only include the content of the element, excluding padding and border. 2. Border box. Border box is the width and height include content, padding, and border, but not margin. 11. What is the purpose of the CSS flexbox layout? Answer. Flexbox or flexible box layout is a one-dimensional layout method for laying out items in rows or columns. It provides an efficient and predictable way to distribute space and align content, even when the size of items is unknown or dynamic. Here is the example of flexbox layout in CSS. Question 12. Explain the concept of responsive web design. Answer. Responsive web design is an approach to designing and coding websites to provide an optimal viewing and interaction experience across a wide range of devices, from desktop computers to mobile phones. It involves using flexible grids and layouts, media queries, and responsive images to create a fluid and adaptable design. Question 13. What is the purpose of the local storage and session storage objects in JavaScript? Answer. Both local storage and session storage are web storage options in JavaScript that allow developers to store key-value pairs locally in the user's browser. In local storage, data persists even when the browser is closed and reopened. It has no expiration time. In session storage, data is only available for the duration of the page session. It is cleared when the page session ends, example when the browser is closed. Question 14. Explain the concept of the same origin policy in web security. Answer. The same origin policy is a security feature implemented by web browsers to prevent web pages from making requests to a different domain than the one that served the original web page. This policy helps protect users from potentially malicious actions by scripts running on web pages. Question 15. What is the purpose of the CSS grid layout? Answer. CSS grid layout is a two-dimensional layout system for the web that allows designers and developers to create complex layouts with rows and columns. It provides a more powerful and flexible way of designing page layouts compared to traditional methods. This is the example of grid layout in CSS. Question 16. Explain the concept of a single-page application or SPA. Answer. A single-page application or SPA is a web application or website that interacts with the user by dynamically rewriting the current page rather than loading entire new pages from the server. SPAs use AJAX and HTML5 to create a smoother and more responsive user experience. Question 17. What is the purpose of the CSS box shadow property? Answer. The box shadow CSS property is used to add a shadow effect to an element. It takes values for the horizontal and vertical offsets, blur radius, spread radius, and color of the shadow. This is the example of box shadow property in CSS. Question 18. Explain the concept of progressive web apps or PWAs. Answer. Progressive web apps are web applications that use modern web technologies to deliver an app-like experience to users. PWAs are designed to work offline, load quickly, and provide a seamless user experience, making them a hybrid between traditional web applications and mobile apps. Question 19. What are the advantages of using a preprocessor like Sass or Less in CSS? Answer. CSS preprocessors like Sass and Less extend the functionality of CSS by adding features such as variables, nesting, mix-ins, and functions. The advantages include improved code organization, reusability, and maintainability. Preprocessors also allow for easier management of large and complex style sheets. Question 20. What do you mean by strict mode in JavaScript and characteristics of JavaScript strict mode? In ECMAScript 5, a new feature called JavaScript strict mode allows you to write a code or a function in a strict operational environment. In most cases, this language is not particularly severe when it comes to throwing errors. In strict mode, however, all forms of errors, including silent errors, will be thrown. As a result, debugging becomes a lot simpler. Thus programmers' chances of making an error are lowered. Characteristics of strict mode in JavaScript. 1. Duplicate arguments are not allowed by developers. 2. In strict mode, you won't be able to use the JavaScript keyword as a parameter or function name. 3. The useStrict keyword is used to define strict mode at the start of the script. Strict mode is supported by all browsers. 4. Engineers will not be allowed to create global variables in strict mode. Conclusion. This set of questions covers a range of topics commonly discussed in front-end developer interviews. It's important to note that interview questions may vary depending on the company and the specific role. Practice and understanding the underlying concepts will help you succeed in your interviews. That's all for this video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell for more content, so you don't miss any upcoming video. And, if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in future videos, please let us know in the comments below. Until next time, keep exploring and keep coding. Thanks for watching, and happy coding.